Today I'm going to show you how to make traditional sugar cookies from scratch. Have we met yet? My name's Sarah and I'm the mom next door. I'm passionate about finding and sharing ways to live life better, and I invite you to subscribe to join the village. I'm joined today by my daughter, who's a teenager and hilarious. After a little dance party, add 2 sticks of room temperature butter to a large bowl.
Buttery.
Then add 1/2 cup of sugar and beat with your mixer really well. It should get nice and creamy. With your mixer on low speed, mix in 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Continue mixing to keep it nice and creamy. Keep that mixer going and slowly add in 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Dough might be a little bit crumbly, but no worries. You can use your hand to knead it a little bit and it'll stick together just like dough should. Now divide the dough into about 4 equal pieces and shape each piece into a nice round disc. Wrap it up in plastic wrap and refrigerate it for at least an hour or until the dough is pretty firm. Whenever you're ready to bake, bring the dough out of the fridge. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Take one of the discs and roll it out on a lightly floured surface. Roll the dough out until it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. Then use some cookie cutters to cut out the shapes as desired and fill up that cookie sheet. Bake your cookies in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. If you have more than 1 cookie sheet, then while that batch is baking, you can roll out more dough, cut out some shapes, and fill up the next cookie sheet. We had a great system down. As one batch of cookies came out of the oven, we had the next batch ready to go in. After you take cookies out of the oven, let them cool for a couple minutes and then transfer them over to a cooling rack if you have one. This recipe makes about 5 dozen cookies, so you're going to be rolling and cutting and baking for a while once you get started. Remember, each time you go to roll out cookie dough again, lightly sprinkle some flour on the surface and also put some flour on that rolling pin too if it starts to stick at all. Enjoy the process of rolling and cutting and baking, and enjoy the company of whoever you're with too. Let the cookies cool completely before you frost them. You could use store-bought frosting, but I usually like to use a royal icing. Here's how I make it. Add 2 cups of powdered sugar, 3 tablespoons of milk, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract to a bowl. Stir it up with a spoon or maybe even a small whisk. You want it to have a nice runny consistency but be somewhat thick. You might need to add a little bit more powdered sugar, or you might need to add a little bit more milk to get it to the right consistency. Your royal icing is ready to go. Make this when you're ready to use it because it does not store very well, although it does dry nicely on the cookies, and the cookies store well with the icing once it's used. I found that using a spoon is the best way to apply frosting to cookies. You can use this royal icing to completely cover cookies, or you can also use it to do a drizzle over your cookies as well. Here's a recipe card you can take a screenshot of. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end. Hit subscribe and let's be friends.